New York Times bestselling author Kim Harrison is at it again. This time it's the next to last novel in her series, The Hollows, The Undead Pool. It's the 12th book in the series. Kim joins us now over here on Stage 8. Nice to have you here, Kim.
Thank you.
Why don't you set the stage for our viewers who might not be familiar with The Hollows and your series?
I'd love to. The Hollows is a urban fantasy, which means it takes place in modern day. So we've got computers and trains and planes and automobiles, and we also have things like witchcraft and vampires, and your neighbor might be a werewolf. And
you never know, right?
You never know.
In The Hollows.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun to write, and it really is.
I bet. Well, since you've already done 12, have you started working on the last one
yet?
yet?
The 13th is done, actually.
It's done.
And I'm having a hard time talking to the readers while I'm on tour because they want the spoilers, and it's like, no
Can't
spoilers.
do it. Can't do it. We gotta wait. So this book kind of talks about the main character, Rachel Morgan. She's kind of met her match in this one, would you say?
She has. She has joined forces with Trent Callamack, who, when we start the series, is her nemesis. And the whole series is like a slow romance between these two, between Rachel and Trent, and they slowly understand, and he challenges her worldview, and she challenges his, and they grow together. And, you know, I'm a romantic at heart, so I'm aiming for happy endings.
Good, we
but
like that.
I've also have this terrible cruel streak, so it's happy endings for everybody who survives. And
I see. Well, there's magic going on, and no one kind of really knows where it's coming from, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, magic is part of the world that I've created, and it is, in this particular book, the problem is that it's misfiring, and it's found this cloud of badness is following her around the city, and as soon as she realizes that it's following her, she has to take care of it.
I see. So you describe it as an urban fantasy, more or less, but you said there's also a lot of comedy in this.
Yes, there is. That's probably because of my sense of humor is really quite odd. I mean, the book is about a witch, a vampire, and a pixie living in a church doing PI work. So
interesting combination, right?
It opens it wide open for comedy, and yeah, I can't write serious. It's got to have, you know, elements of humor and laughter to balance out the really bad stuff. And I do get into the bad stuff too.
Who typically enjoys your books, Kim?
You know, my demographic has been shifting. When I first started these 10 years ago, there was a big response from the romance readership, which really floored me because I do not write romance. But the relationships were so complex and intertwined that the romance readers loved it. Now that we're further into the books, I'm getting emails from military guys and military gals. They love the action. They love the kick-butt stuff that's going on. And it's been interesting to see my demographic shift and change over to more of the science fiction thriller readers.
And how did you kind of get into the dark urban fantasy world?
You know, my husband asked me the same thing. He says, where is that coming from? I don't know. I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy while I was growing up.
I see.
And that's what urban fantasy is. It's taking the wizards and magic and putting it in a modern day setting.
It's got to be fun to be able to create your own world, right? And your own characters.
It's a blast. I love it. The best days are the ones that I can go in my office and just write for 8 hours a day.
Very good. Well, where can we find your book, Kim?
You can find it just about anywhere. The big box stores, it's online everywhere. It is out there. It really is.
The Undead Pool by Kim Harrison, and we'll look for that last one coming out soon.
Well, we hope so. We hope it comes out soon.
Very good. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you, and stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.